this is like a box of hell. We don't get no news, no talk, no.
Durk's been honest about how prison feels like hell. But now things just got worse. Word inside is his enemies finally caught up with him, and he got pressed behind bars. Sources say the attack traces back to Lil Pab's death. I've got the whole story, let's break it down. Locked up and locked in. The Metropolitan Detention Center in Los Angeles doesn't care about platinum plaques or millions in your account. When Lil Durk got shipped here after his arrest, he stepped into another world. One where survival is built on fear, respect, and understanding unspoken rules. This isn't county jail where you might see familiar faces. This is federal custody, full of wolves from across the country, each pushing their own agenda. Durk's bail's been denied multiple times. Judges say he's a flight risk because of overseas bookings and for breaking jail rules. The repeated denials show they believe he'd either run or cause more problems if set free. MDC's environment is dangerous for someone with Durk's history. His ties to the Black Disciples, one of Chicago's most notorious crews, make him a marked man. Inside are rivals from every city, some beef with Chicago, some with BD specifically, and some eager to earn stripes by taking down a famous BD. His biggest threat? Running into GDs, the gangster disciples. BDs and GDs have been enemies for decades, and that war doesn't end at the gates. If anything, prison makes that fire burn hotter. Even worse, an FBI affidavit claims Durk once put money on GDs, including the 2022 killing of Stephen Mack, a suspected GD leader shot outside a Chicago youth center. If true, Durk isn't just dealing with old BD versus GD beef. He's surrounded by people who want him gone for personal reasons. And it's not only GDs. Prisoners linked to Quando Rondo's crew might also see Durk as a target, since his alleged murder-for-hire plot made national news. Even people who never knew Rondo now know this story, and Durk looks like a high-value target. And then there's the snitch element, which can be deadly inside. Word is someone from Durk's own camp flipped on him. Social posts suggest an FF member named FF Jam wore a wire and worked with feds after serving 12 years. Being tied to informants, even as their victim, can stain you as weak or untrustworthy.
Everybody's already, they gone. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Durk probably the only one that can walk away. If, you know what I'm saying, they really no, he had nothing to do with that, y'all going off of iCloud and this and that and this and that and he could have, if they do have a text message of him saying, oh, don't put no flights on it, it could have been for a show, it could have been for anything, you know what I'm saying, we don't know, you know what I'm saying, but it's they don't really have shit on Durk, but he was the man with money, right? That's how I look at it. He was the man with money, so we just gonna put it on him.
Rumors say Durk's already feeling the heat in ways the public doesn't see. Social media chatter suggests he spent time in solitary confinement, mentioned by an associate of Pooh Suresti. What makes his case harder is his wealth and fame. High-profile inmates often get extorted. Other prisoners demand money, commissary, or favors just to leave them alone. If you're seen as rich and easy to push, every hustler inside will come for you. But on the flip side, Durk's alleged history of plotting violence shows he's not just a soft rapper out of place. He's also a potential threat.
It's that's a murder for hire with a murder, cause I did my homework on it. It's if they catch you and it was you attempted to do murder for hire and nobody got hurt, it's 10 years. If somebody got hurt, it's 20, 25 years. If somebody got murdered, it's life. So somebody died. It's that's his stipulations. His stipulations already started
Housing someone like Durk in the federal system is complicated. The prison's mix of inmates from across the country exposes him to unpredictable dangers, whether from randoms or people who want clout by targeting a famous name. You've got dudes from every coast, every city, every type of organization. Some might respect his music, others hate everything he stands for, and some just see opportunity. In the federal system, street respect can win you some safety, but it can also put a bullseye on your back. With Durk's alleged ties to murders, his Englewood roots, and his resources to fund hits, he's someone everyone will be watching, for protection, revenge, or advantage.
He wasn't till Von came around. He was singing, hanging out with Deadlife. Here's the thing I want.
I don't know
what you said
that.
earlier, I disagreed with. When you said, the Fed's been trying to get Durk for ages. I disagree. Lil Durk had a couple little gun cases here and there. It was only when
the King Von situation.
It was only when Von came around.
Most people don't realize this. Durk's gangster persona leveled up when Von came home from his sentence. Before Von's release, Durk leaned toward melodic tracks, love songs, and crossover hits. But Von's raw street energy completely changed Durk's image. Suddenly, Durk wasn't just a successful artist with money. Von gave him something cash can't buy: authentic street credibility.
They was scared of Von, man, and that was their downfall and destruction. Cause him, by signing, bringing him around the whole thing, bro. Some people you can't show the lavish life to.
When Von was killed that night in Atlanta, Durk didn't just lose a close friend. He lost the one person who gave him that real stamp of approval. Security footage shows Von throwing the first punch, staying true to the code even with everything at risk. Von was shot outside a hookah lounge in a clash with Quando Rondo's associate Lou Tim. When Lou Tim's charges were dropped, the whole situation allegedly got even more personal for Durk. The feds argue Von's death didn't just hurt Durk, it allegedly transformed him into something far more dangerous.
I feel like Von came through with this killer energy, blew up massively, and I think Durk realized like, yo, I need to be more street. We need no auto Durk. We need these more aggressive songs. Trying to sing love songs for the streets and pain music for the girls type thing weren't really working for him. It's working for Youngboy and Quando. It wasn't really working for Durk like that. And I feel like he's seen what happened with Von and he turned the gangster up a notch.
But when Von died, that's when Durk allegedly took it to another level completely.
And then when Von died, I think Durk not only turned up the gangster a notch in the music, but also in the actual things that he was allegedly part of in the streets.
And when Von died, that's when Durk allegedly pushed things to another level entirely.
Durk was embroiled in some eternal, I need you off of this earth beef. That's different.
Because of King Von?
Of course. Not only that, he needed the guys who killed his brother off this earth.
Prosecutors paint a picture of a man who shifted from artist to criminal mastermind, all driven by grief and revenge. They claim the plot was retaliation for Von's 2020 death, and that Durk allegedly placed a bounty on Rondo. The story reads like a movie. In August 2022, the plan went down, and Rondo's cousin, Savia Robinson, aka Lou PAB, was shot dead at a Los Angeles gas station. The crew allegedly flew across the country, bought weapons, did surveillance, and pulled up with 2 cars. They fired at least 18 shots, one from a fully automatic gun. Rondo survived, but Robinson didn't. What makes this case so damaging isn't just the violence, it's the trail left behind. A credit card tied to Durk's team was allegedly used for flights and hotels, even though he supposedly told them not to leave a paper trail. The irony is brutal. The very success that should have shielded him ended up exposing him. Money became his weakness.
Well, the fact that Von was gone and he still was running the show in a way is kind of crazy.
Yeah, because the streets still with him. The streets still want to get back for Von. They want to get back, and you in the power to be around these dudes. You got the money.
Durk allegedly offered cash and music opportunities through his OTF label to 5 associates for the hit. With that kind of money and reach, he could allegedly make moves anywhere. But that same money left a trail the feds followed back. The 5 men accused, Kayvon London Grant, DeAndre Dontrell Wilson, Keith Jones, David Brian Lindsay, and Ashton Houston, weren't randoms. They were allegedly Durk's own people, trusted enough to be sent on a mission across states, paid enough to gamble their freedom, and loyal enough to allegedly pull triggers for their leader.
Like, out of that's the only thing I was surprised at with this Durk situation, Vlad. Like, when they brought up the 5 guys on the screen, I didn't think Diddy would be there with him, because that's Durk's friend. So I definitely didn't think he was going to be there. But I thought it would be like some people we seeing in these videos, waving guns around and jumping around like monkeys. It wasn't none of them. All KFC workers, man, the janitors and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, he went to go to the space station to go and get the guy with the glasses and shit. Like, I'm disappointed in Durk, man.
But this is where loyalty collides with law in the ugliest way. The same loyalty that allegedly fueled this whole plan is now the very thing that could ruin everyone involved. When Von died, Durk allegedly felt forced to prove he wasn't soft, to show the streets OTF doesn't take disrespect lying down. But in trying to honor his fallen brother, he allegedly walked straight into a conspiracy that could strip him of everything. What's revealing here is the type of people Durk allegedly chose for the job. Instead of using seasoned operators who knew how to move in silence, he allegedly used loyal but inexperienced men, the kind who would leave paper trails, make mistakes, and point the feds back to him. That makes Durk both predator and prey. On one hand, he allegedly orchestrated violence across states, coordinated multiple shooters, and used his business as cover, a true predator. On the other, he's now trapped in federal custody, facing life, surrounded by enemies, relying on people who might flip on him. That makes him prey in the very system he thought he controlled. The real tragedy is it didn't have to go this way. Durk had already escaped the streets that killed so many of his people. He had Grammys, platinum albums, legit business, and enough wealth to live comfortably forever. But when Vaughn died, all that became secondary to proving he was still loyal, still dangerous, still Englewood at heart. In chasing that, he allegedly walked into a federal case that could take everything away. This isn't just another rapper catching charges. It's a harsh reminder the streets never really let you go. Loyalty can be a death sentence. And the same authenticity that makes drill music powerful can destroy the very artists who make it. Whether Durk beats this case or spends life inside, his story will serve as a warning. The price of keeping it real can be everything. In this world, everyone is both hunter and hunted. When the music stops, only the smartest, luckiest, or most ruthless survive. The question of whether Durk is predator or prey may not matter. Because in this deadly game, roles shift with time, enemies, and choices. Thanks for watching. If you want to see another deep dive like this, click one of the boxes on your screen now.